Hey guys, we're back for another super awesome week, and I'm so excited to see what we're going to be learning about this week. Throughout this whole time, we've been talking about all of these new ninja moves, like taking off something and putting on something new. We're learning about when we follow Jesus, he changes our hearts, and then when he changes our hearts, he's going to change our habits. So those are the things that we do. So not only is Jesus changing the inside of us, but he's changing the things that happen on the outside of us too. This week, the thing that we're going to be focusing on is anger. When we have Jesus, we're going to be learning about how we can take off anger and put on self-control.
Guess what time it is now? It's Bible story time! Yeah, that's right. It is time to check out our Bible story for the week. So today's Bible story is about a guy named David. He had a really tough decision to make. So let's check in with our Sensei Master and see what he has to say about that Bible story.
The art of taking off anger and putting on self-control was modeled by David in 1 Samuel. David had every reason to be angry. He was hiding in a cave as he was being chased and threatened by a man and his soldiers. This was not just any man, but King Saul himself. Saul was very jealous of David and was always looking for ways to kill him. But David made a promise to God that he would never hurt Saul because he was God's chosen king. While the king and his men were chasing David, Saul decided to stop in a cave for well, let's just say when you gotta go, you gotta go. The cave was so dark that he couldn't see that David and his men were hiding in the cave. Right then, David had to make a choice. David put on self-control and realized that he must not do anything to harm King Saul. Instead of being angry and killing him, David snuck up close to Saul without him noticing and cut off a small piece of his robe. Later, David told Saul what had happened. King Saul wept and was grateful when he realized that David had spared his life. Sometimes when we are angry, we might feel like doing things to hurt others. But we can fight this bad habit like a ninja warrior by taking off anger and putting on self-control.
Wasn't that an awesome story about how God helped David use his self-control, and instead of killing King Saul, he just cut a little piece of his cloak off and said, hey, look, I could have killed you, but with God's help, I used self-control. I chose to do the right thing and not think out of anger, and instead, I saved your life. You know, David could only do that because God was there to help him. God helped him use self-control. And God can help you use self-control when you're angry all the time. All you have to do is say, God, I feel angry right now. Can you please help me calm down and use that self-control that I have inside of me and not yell at my friend or not beat up my brother or something? Because sometimes it's really hard to use self-control. Because when your brother or sister makes you so angry and you just want to punch him in the head. But instead, you ask God to help you to not do that. And that is called using self-control.
Hey guys, we're going to talk about a few questions to help us understand the video better. Question 1. Why did David not hurt Saul? God had chosen Saul as king, and David had promised God that he would not hurt the king that God had chosen. Question 2. So, who showed self-control in this story? David showed self-control. Even when he had the chance to hurt Saul because Saul hated David, David didn't hurt him because he knew that he had promised God not to hurt the king. Question 3. Okay, so this question is going to make us think a little bit about ourselves and a time that we were angry. So, when was a time that God gave you self-control so you could love somebody and not hurt them by being angry? Just like how David didn't hurt Saul because he was angry. Okay, I'll answer this question for you from my life. So I can tell you a little story about my sister. So I have a younger sister, and sometimes we argue with each other and we get angry. We get angry about things like who's going to clean the bathroom, who's going to take the dog outside, who gets to do their laundry first. We get angry sometimes, but instead of hurting each other when we get angry, we use self-control because we both love Jesus, and because we love Jesus, he's given us that self-control so we don't have to hurt each other when we get angry. So instead of hurting each other when we get angry, we usually talk about what we need to do next. So we decide who has to take the dog outside, or we decide who needs to get their laundry done first. So instead of being angry and hurting each other, we use self-control because that is what Jesus has given to us. And so we are able to do that all because of Jesus in our hearts.
It's time to practice our Bible verse now. Let's see if you guys remembered it. Okay, do it with me. You must be made new in your heart and in your thinking. Be that new person who is made to be like God, truly good and pleasing to him. Ephesians 4:23 and 24. Do you got that? Let me hear you say it. Awesome job, guys. I think you guys got it. Keep practicing and definitely text Miss Stacy or Miss Rebecca or Miss Alex or Miss Claire and let us know that you memorized the verse. We would love to see videos of you from your parents of you doing the motions with the verse.
If you guys made it to the end of this video, I am so glad that you did. We miss you guys so much. We miss seeing your faces. We hope you miss us a little bit too. But I'm going to pray us out, and then feel free to check out the links below for some music videos for this week, and hopefully we will see you soon. Okay, so let's bow our heads and close our eyes and fold our hands together. Okay, it'll almost be like we're at the center. Okay, dear Jesus, thank you so much just for today. Thank you so much for Youth Hope and just the opportunity that you've given us to be together at the center, but also to be together watching these videos. And thank you so much just for the chance that we have to know each other. And I thank you so much for loving us and dying on the cross for us, that you would just be resurrected and defeat death, that we would be able to know you and be able to talk about you. We thank you so much for loving us and for saving us, and we just appreciate all the things that you've done for us. In your name, Jesus, amen.